Good morning, students. Today we are going to explain drama All My Sons, Act 2, Part 1. Today we are going to explain from page 39 to page 48. First, we are going to give you a summary of these pages. Joe Keller is asleep in his room. He is worried about George's phone call because he is the real criminal and he is afraid George might open the old case again. Mother, who appears to know everything, is sinking to her ears in one thought only. Larry is coming back, and Chris must not marry his girl. Chris still hopes that Mother blesses his marriage to Anne and forgets about Larry. Anne is also in her room. She is waiting for what is going to happen. She is waiting to get married to Chris. That's all that she wants. Chris is seen cleaning off Larry's tree. Mother comes to him. She asks him for his help against the Devers. She thinks it's a bad family who always hated them. She warns Chris against George's visit and against Anne. She hopes that she would make him change his mind about Anne. Chris asks her to relax and not to be so much worried. Anne comes and asks Chris to tell his mother the truth and finish that matter because she isn't at ease about it. Chris tells her that he is just waiting for the right moment. Sue comes to the killer's garden looking for Dr. Jem, who had already gone to pick George up from the train station. Sue has a talk with Anne, in which it appears how far she is materialist. She believes that money directs everything, even emotions. Then she expresses her displeasure because her husband spends much time with the killers. She is also angry because she believes that Chris fills her husband's head with idle thoughts. She hates this because she is a practical woman. She finally tells Anne that everybody in the neighborhood knows that Joe is responsible for the crime. Anne blames Chris for not telling her that people believe Joe is the criminal, but he assures her that his father is innocent and there is nothing to worry about. Keller comes and tells Anne that he is ready to help her brother to settle in town and have a good job. He also tells her that he would help her father because he would be Chris's father-in-law. Dr. Jim comes and warns both Chris and Anne that George is going to cause them much trouble and he has come to take Anne away. Now let's move to the summary in your booklet. It's the same evening at twilight and Chris is chopping down the rest of Larry's tree. Kate comes out and asks him to watch out for Joe and her when George arrives. She also wants him to ask Anne to leave with George. Chris still avoids telling his mom about the engagement. Anne comes out and has a brief exchange with Chris. She wants them to tell Kate immediately. Sue emerges from the house next door. Over a glass of grape juice, she lets it all hang out for Anne. Number 1, Anne should move elsewhere when she marries Chris. Number 2, everyone on the block still thinks Joe is guilty. Anne gets totally freaked out. She asks Chris to assure her that Joe is innocent. He does. Joe comes out and after some good old boy rapping, tells Anne he would like to set George up with some of his local lawyer friends. He's trying to mend fences in light of their marriage, he says. Then Joe ups the offer. He will give Steve a job when he gets out of prison. Chris doesn't like the idea, thinks it looks bad, but Joe believes they should forgive Steve and help set him up. Now let's move to the questions. Answer the following questions. What favor did Sue want from Anne and why? She wanted Anne to move somewhere else when she has got married to Chris. She believed that Chris had a strong influence over her husband. How did Mr. Keller justify his offers to help Steve and George? He said that he did that for the sake of his son, as he was going to marry Anne. When you take the housekeeping, try to find a place away from here. Sue said this to Anne. She wanted Anne to move somewhere else when she has got married to Chris. Do you think I could forgive him if he had done that thing? Chris said this to Anne, who had faced him with Sue's accusation. Chris assured Anne that there was nothing to be worried about. Joe is innocent and he would not have forgiven him if he had been the criminal. Thank you for watching. See you tomorrow, inshallah. Goodbye.